Have you watched the interview with Shannon, Sharpe, and Kai on Club Shay Shay? There's some things that I want to talk to you guys about from a licensed therapist perspective. Let's get into it. Hey everybody, licensed therapist here, Kiaundra Jackson. I just got done watching the interview with Shannon Sharpe and Kai on Club Shay Shay. Go on over to his social media, go on over to his YouTube channel and watch it. It's about 2 hours and 13 minutes, but it is so worth it. Just so you know, per usual, there will be spoilers in here. So if you haven't watched it, press pause on this, go watch it, come back, and then put in the comment section, let me know, what do you guys think about Kai and what do you think about the interview? Because you know I'm about to share my thoughts and I want to chat with y'all about it. The first thing that I want to talk to you guys about from a licensed therapist perspective is his humble beginnings. Listening to his story and hearing about how he grew up and was in the shelters and his mom had to provide for him and his siblings because his dad wasn't present. All of those things blew my mind. I've said this before about other stories, but I love stories that have humble beginnings. It's one thing to have a silver spoon in your mouth and be raised in money and have all of these opportunities, but when you have to get it out of the mud and be born in the Bronx and go through all of the things that he experienced and still be successful, this tells you that if he can do it, you can do it too. And I knew that he was super humble because he was still shocked at his own success. If you watch the video, there's so many times where he was like, this celebrity knew me and I was shocked, and this celebrity knew me and I was even more shocked. And it just shows you that he hasn't caught up to his level of success in real life than what he really is in his head, if that makes any sense. He's not that big in his own head, right? But also too, the world sees him as huge, and it's imperative for him to be able to connect the two as soon as possible. But it's so dope to watch him understand and go through this process even now of him being humble. And all I got from him is humility and thankfulness. This leads me to the second thing that I want to talk to you guys about is forgiveness. His success led him to reconcile with his biological father and being able to talk about connecting with his half siblings because his dad had other children, and him being in their life and him being able to provide them with the things that his dad was never able to provide him was beautiful. Because if you're being honest, he could have easily been like, nope, you wasn't there for me growing up. And I don't want you to be here for me during my success. So no, I'm not going to give you no money. No, I don't want to meet your other kids. No, I don't want to do anything. But he talked about how happy he was to spend time with his pops and laugh and kiki and joke and to create these experiences as an adult that he didn't get as a child. So forgiveness is key. And I'm not 100% sure, but it kind of sounded like he was supporting his father and his siblings financially too, or at least giving them some money. And he did say that his father never, ever reached out to him on his journey for money or anything like that. So that probably made that reconnection and that reconciliation a little bit easier. And we all know that not everybody will reconcile with their parent. And we also know that probably not every relationship needs to be reconciled. You can forgive somebody and still not have them in your life. But with this scenario with Kai, it seems like that was a completely different ball game, and he's loving having his father in his life. So daddy issues are real, and it's something that should be considered, because sometimes when you have those open wounds, whether it's mommy wounds or daddy wounds, that can impede your success and going to the next level. And you don't want to have all of that on you. Dust your shoulders off. I didn't plan on talking about this, but I'm going to put a 2B under here, and let's talk about a support system. When he said that his mom never, ever told him to go get a real job, and she was the one encouraging him to like, just do your YouTube stuff, just do your skit, just do those things in the early years, that was so dope to hear, because we often hear stories of people's parents being like, nah, bro, if you dropping out of college, you ain't going to college, you need to get a real job and bring in some money. But she believed in him, and it just takes one person. Get you at least one person in your support system who believes in you, whether that is a parent or not. And for Kai, it just happened to be his mama. Mama, you know I love you. Okay, I'm gonna act right. The third thing that I want to talk to you guys about is his authenticity. Now, look, if I'm being honest, I'm not a Twitch girl. I've only seen like short snippets and clips on him on other social media platforms where he was going viral and trending and things of that nature. So I'm not as familiar with his content like other people maybe, but I love how authentic he was. I can tell that he was being his genuine self in this interview. It was like him and Uncle Shay Shay was just kicking it, you know, like Shannon Sharpe says, you know, a conversation and a drink. This felt like a conversation and a drink. He was real about his height. He was real about how he wasn't athletic. He was real with himself and how he was. His energy was there. His loudness was there. He was using profanity and even using the N-word. It seemed like he was just being who he would normally be if the cameras weren't there. He was talking with his hands and he was saying like every few seconds. And it was like, wow, okay, he is being his authentic self and I love this. And what I want to leave you guys with is that you should be your authentic self too. Show up online, offline, the same way. People can pick up when you're not being your genuine, authentic self. And clearly, Kai has built a massive following, platform, and got all of the money by just being himself. A little kid from the Bronx that made it. The fourth thing that I want to talk to you guys about in regards to this interview was being a creator. As a creator myself, obviously you're watching this on YouTube, I took a lot of notes from the things that he shared about his journey. The first thing that I took was that you need to keep trying new things. And when something sticks, keep doing that thing. Try new things until it works and only do the things that align with your values. When he talked about turning down $60 million for Kick or Kickstart or whatever the place or the platform is called, because he knew that that wasn't the right choice for him. It took a lot of effort. It took a lot of energy. It took a lot of stamina. It took a lot of knowledge. It took a lot of people being in his circle too to say, hey, I don't think this is a good idea for me. And everything isn't about money. This also reminds me of the interview that Keith Lee did with Club Shay Shay when he talked about turning down that $1 million McDonald's deal, right? Like when things don't align with your values, your goals, things that you want to accomplish, you need to say no. It's not about the money, the notoriety, the fame, the fortune. Can you sleep at night if you make that choice? And this is what I got from Kai. It was like, no, that wasn't a good choice for me. And I needed to do it the way that I needed to do it and not try to accelerate it because I would mess this thing up. What I got from all of this is that influence carries weight. People listen to what Kai says. People want to be connected with him. People listen to what he says and what he does. And if you mess up your community that you've built because they don't trust you or because you're losing your credibility because you made a really dumb choice because you were trying to be greedy, then that just shows your followers right there that you can't be trusted and they don't want to rock with you on that level. So that will mess up everything that you built. So what you say matters. What you say carries weight. And that's one of the things that I took away from that conversation. And last but not least, the fifth thing that I want to talk to you guys about is keeping God first. He mentioned this so many times of like, keep God first and keep God close, right? And I love that. I absolutely love that because you already know I'm a person of faith here on this channel as well. And we talk about that from time to time. But that is the secret sauce, I believe. That is the behind the scenes. That's the superpower. That's the kung pao. That is the thing. Because if you tend to put and prioritize other things over God, knowing that he was the one that provided you with the opportunities, you're going to mess up the whole thing. And so I think as long as Kai keeps God first, as long as he has men and women around him who want to see him win, and knowing that he's still very young and can make very iffy decisions, but having a team around him, a support system around him to keep him on track is super dope. Remember, like your brain is not even fully developed till you're a good 24, 25, 26 years old. And so Kai is still very young and that frontal lobe and that decision making is not always there. So you need people to say, Kai, you probably shouldn't do that, bruh. Like, yeah, you got a lot of money, but maybe you shouldn't spend your money on that. Or what do you think is going to happen if you do this? Weigh the pros and the cons. And it seems like he has a solid group of people around him. My final thoughts on this is that this Kai dude is going to be going up and stuck or whatever Cardi says. I can see him having a very bright future if he continues on the path that he is on, listening to creators and their journey, what they've been through, the things that he's striving for, trying to create schools in Nigeria and all of these things is really dope at his age. And I just want the best for him. I want success for him. And also as a Black young man in general. He's doing things that nobody else has ever done. Like, he's literally going down in history as the first top influencer on Twitch or whatever, period. And that's super dope. So thank you so much for watching another video on my channel. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you next time. Be blessed. Bye.